Unreliable. Spoiler alert! No! Episode 3 of The Acolyte doesn't violate Star Wars canon. In fact, it fits quite nicely with it. To put it mildly, the conversation surrounding The Acolyte Episode 3 was intense, with critics claiming that this would somehow destroy the lore forever. The Acolyte has already faced criticism in some quarters, including review bombing on websites like Rotten Tomatoes, and this episode was predicted to be the turning point for the Disney Plus series fan base. Undoubtedly, the third episode of Acolyte is contentious. This heavily lore-filled episode, which centers on a new Force cult on the planet Brendok, definitely suggests a startlingly negative perception of the Jedi. To be fair, though, George Lucas intentionally intended for viewers to have mistrust for the Jedi, so that shouldn't be an issue. The main problem is with Osha and May's origin story, which some claim unexpectedly detracts from Anakin Skywalker's uniqueness as a character. Welcome to Movie Spy. The contentious origin story of Osha and May is revealed. The forces might enabled the twins to conceive. The third episode of The Acolyte is unique in that it is a complete flashback that discloses some of the actual events that took place on the planet Brendok 16 years prior to the main events of the show. It investigates a group of witches who have hidden themselves on a far-off planet in the hopes of avoiding the Jedi and Republic's prying eyes. Like the Night Sisters of Dathomir, the witches are distinct from the Jedi and Sith due to their special Force abilities. The only children on Brendok are Osha and May, and it is strongly hinted that the Force was used to create them. Mother Anasia talks about their odd genesis with Mother Kirill during one of their conversations. She doesn't say outright that she made them, but the hint isn't exactly subtle. One particular statement sticks out in particular: "There is no father," which is a direct quote from Star Wars, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and refers to Anakin Skywalker as the Chosen One. No, May and Osha are not Anakin Skywalker's replacements in Star Wars. Anakin remains distinct. Does this imply that two new Chosen Ones were presented by Star Wars 100 years before the events of The Phantom Menace? Some people are claiming such, but it's overdone and predicated on an incorrect interpretation of the Acolyte's events. If Mother Anasia is telling the truth about her words, then it is obvious that she used the Force to create the twins. On the other hand, the Force itself created Anakin Skywalker, the real Chosen One. However, there is one clear distinction between the twins and Anakin. Although they are both female, he is a man. Mother Anasia most likely used the Force to influence the midichlorians in Mother Kirill's womb in order to conceive Osha and May. As a result, only X chromosomes would be present, which explains why both twins are female. The fact that Anakin was born a boy and had Y chromosomes that were somehow made by the Force makes him remarkable even now. Although the statement, "there is no father," seems to suggest a connection, it's not quite as precise as it first appears. Mother's power, Anasia power, has been featured in canon since Sith's revenge. This power has already been discussed. What's even more amazing is that Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, which came out 19 years ago, established the stage for Mother Anasia's use of the Force. She is obviously wielding a similar power to Darth Plagueis, whose tragic story Palpatine himself taught Anakin Skywalker. Palpatine told Anakin, Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise he could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life, before going on to discuss Plagueis' second superpower, defeating death. This is probably certainly what is being addressed in The Acolyte. Again, if the conversation between Mothers Anasia and Kirill is credible, a forbidden dark side power that enables a Force user to generate life by directly controlling the midichlorians. It wouldn't be shocking at all if Plagueis acquired the power in this manner, considering the Sith's shadow hangs over the Acolyte. The fit of the Acolyte is remarkably good, far from breaching canon. It is common to see the Sith lusting after the Force abilities of other dark side sections. A group of Sith known as the Dark Seekers hunted down competing cults, discovered their secrets, and destroyed them in the past. In order to avoid the danger of upsetting a rival party, Palpatine himself did this with the Night Sisters of Dathomir, studying as much as he could about them before attempting annihilation. It was recently revealed by Ahsoka that even the ancient Sith language of Uarkatot predates them. Hence, Darth Plagueis' discovery of his power from the Coven has a clear precedent. The history of Osha and May could still surprise you. Assume nothing has been revealed just yet. It's crucial to remember that Osha and May's Genesis narrative can have further twists. Because Episode 3 is only recounted from Osha's point of view, the Acolyte is cleverly using a storytelling device from Star Wars: The Last Jedi, namely the unreliable narrator. Leslie Headland, the showrunner, has hinted that additional information may be disclosed in upcoming flashbacks, most likely from May's perspective. Disney Plus's weekly drop formula is utilized by the Acolyte Episode 3, in contrast to episodes designed for binge watching. It's far too early to tell where this plot is headed because it's meant to disclose as much as it conceals. For this reason, the conversation above keeps pointing out that it assumes Anasia is stating the truth, even though that may not be the case. Time will tell, as will these next 5 episodes.